recording.
Ready?
Follow along. Go ahead.
Good day, and thank you for tuning into Coins of America's Morgan Dollar webinar, your guide to coin collecting. My name is Andrew Kimmel, and I will be your tour guide today. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a full-time rare coin dealer, and I've been working with Coins of America for about 5 years now. So if you bought any coins from Coins of America in terms of silver dollars, you probably have one of my silver dollars. I'm a full-time professional numismatist guild dealer. I've been in business since 1987. And on a day-to-day basis, I buy and sell coin collections. Actually, thousands and thousands of coin collections since 1987, specialized mostly in silver dollars. Typically the high-quality silver dollars, but really anything that comes across my desk is what I will buy and sell. But I like sending my customers nice material. And that's what Coins of America sells. Now, before we begin, we're going to ask you to just email us any questions you have about coin collecting or silver dollar collecting to sales@coinsofamerica.com, and I'll try to answer some of your questions as we get to the end of the webinar. So let's start with an overview of silver dollars, but just taking a look at what kind of silver dollars the United States Mint has made over the years. They started in 1794 with a flowing hair design, very nice but early silver dollar design. They then changed the obverse of the front of the coin to the draped bust small eagle with the thicker picture of Miss Liberty on it, then changed the reverse design from looking like a sickly chicken in that one to a slightly healthier heraldic eagle. Finally went to the Gobrecht silver dollar with Miss Liberty seated on a rock on the obverse and an eagle flying in a field of stars in 1836. Moving over, we had the seated Liberty design from 1840 to 1878. Some of the coins are white, some have beautiful coloration from long-term storage and collections. We have the trade silver dollar that was made for trade with the Orient in 1873 to 1885. And these are actually slightly heavier than the other silver dollars, just because this is what the Orient was using. And today's prime focus is going to be on Morgan silver dollars. These are the most widely collected classic series of silver coins in the United States. The government struck tens and tens of millions of silver dollars from the silver mined in the Wild West. But of course, silver dollars are big, heavy things, and people don't like carrying a lot of them around their pockets. So they sat in the government's vaults unwanted, and at some point the government decided to melt all the silver dollars because people weren't using them, so into the furnaces they went. But hey, this is the government. What are you going to do? Why not melt the silver dollars and make more silver dollars? Well, government bureaucracy at its finest. So millions of silver dollars were struck from melted silver dollars from 1921 through 1935 in the peace dollar design. Now, people love silver dollars because they're heavy. They're composed of nearly 1 troy ounce of silver. They just feel good. If you've ever held one of these things in your hand, they're heavy. And if you listen to them, I have some silver dollars in your hand, it feels substantial, and it sounds neat when they clink together, and you can sort of feel the dirt and the dust of the Wild West, the saloons, the gunfights. All these things make you transport back to the Wild West. You can feel the vistas of the plains and whatnot. It's just a beautiful feeling to hold and collect silver dollars. I get emotional about these things, but hey, these are history in your hands. And when you can see the dust and the dirt from casinos in the Wild West that's still on the coins, it's kind of exciting, to be perfectly honest. So not that we want to collect only dusty coins. The idea is to collect the highest quality coins that your budget allows, but still preserve a piece of American history. So whether your coins are worn smooth or brand new and uncirculated, it's fun to collect. Your job as a collector is to have pride of ownership, to own something rare and beautiful that not many people have or have even seen. The other point of collecting is to escape from work's daily grind. We sit at a computer all day long, or we're watching Family Feud reruns. You know, what fun is that? Let's get some stress-free, fun activities in our life. And coin collecting is an old-fashioned hobby that brings you back to the basics. So let's talk about how coins are valued. The first element to establishing value is how many were made, or the mintage. That's the absolute rarity. So that means the quantity originally produced. And if you look at this little chart, we have the dates right here of when the coins were produced, the mint mark, New Orleans, San Francisco, Philadelphia, Carson City. And under the mintage column, it shows you how many coins were made each year according to official government records. Now, granted, sometimes the government melted coins, as we talked about. So the next element is surviving rarity. It's not just how many were made, but how many still exist in all grades. Many were melted or destroyed. In some cases, virtually the entire mintage was melted. So that means that not many are left. The other thing that's important is the condition or the level of preservation of the coin. So there are two major classifications here. Used coins that have been used in the channels of commerce are called circulated coins. Seems pretty obvious. And the unused coins, yes, uncirculated. Pretty logical, actually. The other word for uncirculated is mint state. In other words, the same state in which they were struck at the mint. And they mean slightly different things, but we will concentrate on mint state coins. So when we combine these three different elements of low original mintage, low surviving numbers, and the highest grade possible, we end up with a great coin. Your job as a collector is to find those great coins. Now, one thing you'll notice that I omitted from this little equation is age. Age just doesn't matter. Age is actually irrelevant. So if we think about it, rocks are millions of years old, but they're really not valuable. Now, granted, some rocks are valuable, just as some coins are valuable, but if age determined value, then rocks sitting on the beach would be worth millions of dollars. So age doesn't matter. So what does matter is condition. Let's talk about this. The quantity of wear on a coin determines the grade, and the higher the value, and uncirculated or mint state coins merit the highest prices since the fewest survive. So let's go through this a little bit. About good is the lowest collectible grade, and you can see here that the rim or the raised ridge around the perimeter of the coin merges with the lettering. If you move up to a good, we see that that rim is distinctly separate from the stars, the lettering, and the dates, so it frames the central devices. If we move to a very good, we see about a third to maybe 40% of the hair details present that were not present in the good, and this line that separates the forehead and the cheek from the hair starts to be about 60 to 70% visible. We will move up to a fine condition, and we can see here that about 60% of the lines are visible in the hair, and there is some definition and separation between the cheek and the actual hair, and also the hair and the ear. Minor little things, but if we compare one to each other, you'll see that there is a minor difference. If we move up to a very fine, we can see how these two leaves right here merge together. In a very fine, the two leaves are separated, and it's a tiny little detail sometimes that makes the difference. You have complete separation from the hair to the cheek and the forehead. And again, the separation between the ear and the hair is very well defined. These are technical things, but it's really important to know if you're going to become familiar with coin grading. If we move from a very fine to an extremely fine, here we see a little bit of lightness around the actual edge of the coin, around the perimeter, and that's the original mint luster peeking through that was not worn off the coin. You also see complete details everywhere. There is light wear throughout, but this is a coin that maybe only circulated for a year, 2 years, so most of the detail remains. If we move to an about uncirculated, you have at least 50% of the original mint luster remaining. There's only light wear that shows in the high points of the front of the coin. In this case, in the cheek, you can see it's darker, the hair above the ear is darker, and the neck is darker. So this is an about uncirculated coin that's circulated anywhere from a few weeks to maybe a couple months. When we move to an uncirculated or mint state coin, you can tell this is in a different league. Here's a coin that never actually saw use in the channels of commerce and was preserved with pristine surfaces, original mint luster, and great eye appeal intact. So the job of most collectors is to find uncirculated coins. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to do that, but they seem to always look the best. Now let's break that uncirculated category down a little bit more. Mint State 63 is a coin that has scratches on it. Now, uncirculated coins go from 60 to 70, and this is a scale that really goes from 0 to 70, 0 being worn smooth, 70 being perfect. But mint state or uncirculated coins go from 60 to 70. The 63 shows light little marks throughout the coin, a few heavy gouges. There's a gouge there, a big gouge there, a few on the back, right there and right there. But still, great mint luster, sharp details, and beautiful eye appeal. A mint state 64 moves up the fields cleanup. All those scratches in the fields tend to disappear. A few marks are visible on the cheek and on the back, there and there, but still a drastic improvement from a mint state 63. A mint state 65 is gem quality. Here there are no major marks anywhere, still small ones, but great eye appeal, great eye luster, and just beautiful looks overall. Mint state 66s are virtually flawless. They tend to be the cream of the crop with absolutely no scratches of significance, just tiny little imperfections, perfect details, and beautiful eye appeal. Here are, on this page, gem uncirculated rare date Morgan dollars. On this page alone, there are several $1 million pictured. There's an 1893 S worth between $2.5 and $3 million for this coin alone. 1889 Carson City, 1879 Carson City, all gem quality coins. I don't have these in inventory. If you want them, I can probably get them, but I don't think you'll find them in your pocket change. Nice try. The question that most people ask is how can a coin that's never been used end up being scratched? And to understand how uncirculated coins receive scratches, we have to understand the minting process. So let's go through this real quickly, and it's really kind of fascinating. Here's a great drawing that shows how coins are produced. We start with pure silver, add clippings and condemned coins from previously struck coins, add 10% copper, dump it all in a big bucket, melt it, mix it together until it's molten and heat it, then cast it into ingots, long strips. Then they clean the strips using sulfuric acid and roll them into thinner strips from the ingots between two big rollers. They then cookie cutter the little discs out of a blank puncher, riddle them, meaning they take out the imperfect coins. They then anneal the little discs of metal, meaning they heat them and then cool them rapidly to harden them, polish them again in sulfuric acid, clean them. They then put a raised edge around the perimeter of the coin by rolling the coins through a chamber of narrowing diameter. It gives an upset rim to the coins. Each disc is then weighed, inspected. They then strike the coins using 3 different dies. The die that puts on the front or the obverse design is called the hammer die because it comes down and strikes it. The coin is contained in a collar die which retains the coin during striking so it doesn't expand or fall out. And the bottom die is called the anvil die. That puts the reverse design on the coin. Once the coins are struck, they roll down the chute, go into a hopper. The hopper is dumped upside down. The coins get sorted, counted, bagged, and weighed. And then here is where the scratches happen, during the counting, bagging, weighing, and actually the shipping process. And yes, coins were actually shipped on stagecoaches and in trains. So as the coins jostled around in bags, they became scratched. Now granted, let's not confuse this with actual wear. These are brand new coins that just during the actual handling and shipping process would receive scratches. And the question that most people ask is, well, then how could a coin possibly survive with no scratches if it was all shipped and damaged? Well, that's the point. The coins that are worth the most, that fetch the highest prices, are the uncirculated, pristine coins of the rare states. And so there are some uncirculated coins worth tens of thousands of dollars, but if you circulate that coin for 2 weeks, it's worth $40. So it's pretty amazing sometimes the difference between an uncirculated and a lightly circulated coin. Your job, again, is to get the best material. Coins were struck at 5 different minting facilities. The first one was the Philadelphia Mint, then the New Orleans Mint, San Francisco, Carson City in Nevada, and the Denver Mint. And the Denver Mint only struck silver dollars during 1921. Moving on, we want to sell you nice coins. We want you to collect the best. We don't send you coins that have problems, damage, fingerprints, black spots, nothing nasty. We only want you to be shocked wonderfully every time you open a package from Coins of America, so that when you see the coin for the first time, you say, wow, is that nice? Our job is to exceed your expectations. We are only sending you nice coins. When you buy certified coins, and we'll talk about this in a minute, these are coins that have been professionally graded and evaluated by a team of experts in a third-party company. They guarantee and they evaluate each coin so that it has never been cleaned, polished, damaged, artificially toned. They want to make sure that everything is right about the coins. The 2 major grading companies are the Professional Coin Grading Service in California, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation in Florida. We do not send you unattractive coins. Our coins are great. My estimate is that 10 to 15% of all the coins that I see meet Coins of America standards. We are selling you really nice, high-quality coins, and that's what we want you to become. Picky collectors. That is a good thing. So we want to send you really nice, actively graded material that gives you pride of ownership that can be shared with your family and friends to pass on to the next generation so that you can continue the collecting journey for years and years. Never collect alone. Involve your children or grandchildren or friends in it with you. This is something that's fun, that's meant to be shared. Now, if you're going to collect coins, you're going to need some basic tools to really get the most out of them. As you can imagine, it's probably a good idea to actually see your coins. It helps, doesn't it? So the first thing you'll need is a lamp with a 100-watt clear bulb. That's important because that gives you proper and sufficient illumination to see the coins. The next thing you need is a 7-power, high-quality, not high-powered, high-quality magnifying lamp. If you have the lamp, the light bulb, and the loupe, this will give you the proper tools to properly enjoy and see the coins. Now, if you want to start collecting, there are a lot of different ways to go about it. You can do what's called a date set. We have one coin from each year from 1878 to 1921. There were no coins, by the way, struck from 1905 to 1920. So you have a coin from 1878, 1879, and so forth and so on. One from each different year. The mint really doesn't matter. Or you can do one coin from each minting facility. You can get one from New Orleans. You can see the O mint mark right here. Philadelphia does not have a mint mark since that was the first mint in 1794, and there was no need to distinguish it from other minting facilities. The San Francisco Mint has an S. Carson City Mint from Nevada has a CC, and the Denver Mint has a D, and again, just 1921 for the D mint mark. You can also collect by date and mint mark. This would be a complete set of all the different dates and mint marks from 1878 to 1921. There are over 100 different coins in this particular collection. This would allow you to display and protect the coins in a high-quality album. This is essential because this way you won't be dropping the coins won't be cleaned, polished, or anything like that. It keeps you away from the coins. You want to maintain them and show them off as a collectible. It's okay to mix and match grades, by the way. We can't all afford $100,000 silver dollars. So if a given coin costs $50 in circulated grade and $10,000 in a high grade uncirculated, it is really okay to have various grades next to each other in an album. Other people may be able to afford a really high quality collection where everything is uncirculated. There are really no rules, but just collect the best coins that your budget allows. This is the main thing that you should do. So we have 5 different tiers here at Coins of America to start your coin collecting pursuit for silver dollars. Let's start with MD01, which is called the Saloon Collection. These are circulated Morgan dollars for about $50 each that grade from very good to extremely fine. Now these are the coins that actually circulated in saloons in the Wild West in Las Vegas. Every one of them is problem-free, completely original, with a very nice light gray, even tarnish to it. And again, this tarnish is vital because you never want to clean or polish or wash your coins. This tarnish is the original patina that formed over 100 years on the coins. Maintain it. You'll want to store the coins in an album, and this protects the coins so that you don't do anything to them, accidentally or purposely. Now, at this price point, there are 52 different date and mint mark combinations available. We have different dates and mint marks that are rarer. These cost more money, but we're just starting out with the basics today, and there are about 50 or so coins that you can get for the $50 price range. Now, if we move up to uncirculated coins, we start with the professionally graded Mint State 63, and this is the Duke collection. These are about $100 each. These are gorgeous coins. Blazing luster, strong details, superb eye appeal. They're always bright white or very, very lightly toned, and then silver tones or tarnishes, as you might imagine. So tarnish is not a bad thing. A little tarnish is okay, but it will be very light. It's proof of originality of the coin that no one ever cleaned or polished it. But overall, the coins will be gorgeous, with maybe some marks on them in this grade category. Beautiful eye appeal. Now remember, we also have different dates and mint mark combinations available. Just give us a call and ask about it. If you need an 1897 O in high grade uncirculated, we can get them for you. But for the time being, let's just start with the basics. Now, if we move up to the next category, we have the Eastwood collection. Sounds like Clint Eastwood to me. It actually is Clint Eastwood. These are certified Mint State 64 Morgan dollars. And these are a major step up in quality from the Mint State 63s. And these have cleaner, really glossier fields, sharp details, and great luster. At this price level, there are about 18 different coins available, but many others are available as you go along in your collecting and fill in gaps, so to speak. Now, if we want to move up even more, we can go to the Gunslinger collection. These are true gem quality silver dollars. Every one of them is just sharply struck, flashy, immaculate, no major marks anywhere on the coins, just tiny, tiny, tiny imperfections. At this price category, we have 12 different date and mint mark combinations available. But remember, there are about 90-something left that just cost more. Here's a great case where condition rarity starts to creep in. There just weren't that many coins that survived without receiving contact marks. So the rarity goes up, and so the price goes up. Now, if you want to get to the ultimate, you think that was neat, look at this. Here are the High Plains Collection silver dollars. These are certified Mint State 66 Morgan dollars. This is sort of the connoisseur's collection. Now, you don't necessarily need to be a millionaire to afford these things. It's okay to have 1 or 2 good ones mixed into other years if you like. But it's great to see what looks like a perfect coin. These are absolutely pristine with just tiny, tiny, tiny little marks. There are fewer than 10 different dates and mint marks available at this price point. The cool thing is that for some dates and mint marks, there are no mint state 66s known to exist. Period. These are that rare. And if you can imagine people throwing bags of silver dollars down chutes and on railroad cars, you figure, how could this possibly survive? And in fact, some of them don't. So these are truly rare little birds. And in a given year, maybe I'll see 2 or 3 come in my office. When in a given year, I usually buy between 4,000 and 6,000 silver dollars. These are that rare. So I've given you a lot of things to think about. Beginning any coin collection can really be a bit of a confusing proposition. How do you start? Where do you go? What do you collect? But here at Coins of America, we're here to help you, guide you down the right path, and to keep you away from the pitfalls, keep you on the straight and narrow. We're here to give you some ideas about how to collect coins. So the possibilities are endless. There's no right or wrong. Maybe there's a year that you think is important. Maybe you think the mint marks are great. Maybe you think you want one of each year. Maybe you want one of each year in mint mark. It never really ends. But we are here to help you find great coins and build a great collection with you. Now is the time to act, where our selection is great and you have the best choice of coins. Premium coins are scarce, so now is the time to take advantage of our great inventory. Our staff is standing by and ready to help you, so call now. We'd love to help you. If you have any questions, we'll be happy to answer them. Thank you so much for paying attention today, coming to our webinar. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call, 1-866-461-6812. I'm Andrew Kimmel. Thank you so much. Now let's take some of your questions.